In 2023, Nike have made some of the worst daily trainers that you can buy. But the new Vomero 17 could be about to change that. What is up, everybody, and welcome to 40 Runs and our cheeky little first impressions of the Nike Vomero 17. Okay, so I've not been a big fan of Nike daily trainers over the sort of past couple of years, mainly because they're not very innovative, they're heavy, they lack that sort of secret sauce, and there's just much better out there, and also much better out there for a lot cheaper. But Nike have just launched the Vomero 17. Yes, the brand new Vomero 17 is here. So this is one of those sort of marginally stacked daily trainers. I want you to think of the Saucony Triumph, and that's sort of where this is, because we're just under 40mm of stack and we've got a pretty decent amount of cushion in this shoe. But it's one of those shoes that you can just cruise about in. It's one of those effortless shoes that you can run in, and that's where it sort of fits in. But what's it actually like? So what we're going to do today is I'm actually going to do, I've got to do 4.5 miles today in the shoe, and then on Sunday we're going to take this shoe to the Royal Parks Half Marathon, and I'm going to do a half marathon in them. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to let you know what this shoe is like, sort of a first impressions view on the shoe. But before we do all that, let's dive into the stats and features real quick, bring you up to speed on what's going on here with this new 17 before we head out on those couple of runs and get our first sort of impressions under wraps. Okay, so the Vomero 17 is £145 here in the UK. We've got, and I think this is the most important part, we've got two sort of dual density midsole compounds. Is that the right way of saying it? Anyway, there's two lots of foam here. We've got ZoomX, we've got a top layer of ZoomX. So we've got the Piba-based foam on the top. It's actually a bit clearer here. You can see that, hopefully. And then underneath that, we've got the brand new Nike Cushlon 3.0. Now what that does is that creates a nice soft responsive layer on the top, and then with the sort of balanced out stable ride of the Cushlon 3 underneath, which is an EVA based foam. Like I said, we've just got under 40mm of stack in the heel. I know the shoe's got a 10mm drop. We've got this waffle design outsole, which is very durable. The Nike outsoles are one of the positives of the year, I would say. You've got a nice new engineered mesh on the shoe. I don't think it looks particularly good, but we'll come on to that a little bit. You've got a, yes, gusseted tongue, a bit of a heel counter in there. They built the sidewalls up as well on the shoe to add some stability in the shoe. Weight wise, it's coming in at just under 11 ounces in my UK 9.5. It fits true to size. That's about 310 grams, by the way, and I think that's probably about it in terms of the stats and features. Okay, right, so like I said, I'm going to do 4.5 miles. Why 4.5 miles for you? Well, I've got to get to 35 miles this week, so the 0.5 is to help that. And then we're going to take this to the Royal Parks Half Marathon, so 13.1 miles also in the shoe, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you my first impressions on the Nike Vomero 17. Okay, we are back, and how did we get on? Okay, right, so where do we start? Let's do the things I like about this Vomero after these, I'm going to say 18 miles, and then we're going to do things I don't like, and then we're sort of going to wrap it up. How about that? Okay, right, so things I like. I actually like the two sort of foams working together. In particularly on the half marathon, I just felt very comfortable, very competent at the pace, out of paces, and it was quite easy to run in, if that makes any sense. I like the upper. It wasn't overly warm. I don't think it's the best upper out there, but I was worried how warm it would be because it was a warm day. 25 degrees, I think it was. On Sunday. So yeah, I thought the upper was better than expected. I like the outsole done well, gripped up, perfect, running through the aid stations with water everywhere and stuff like that. It was absolutely perfect, but it was a dry day. And the 4.5 miles I did was down the canal and towpath, so it held on down there really nice as well. So in terms of the outsole on multiple terrains, I would say that it's absolutely fine, and it's in line with the rest of the Nike shoes this year. And the outsoles are very, very good. I like the stability of the shoe. I think it was a nice stable ride. It didn't feel unstable in any way, despite, I say, nearly 40mm of stack in the heel. I think it's about 38, but I've not got the actual numbers. I like the comfort around the heel. That was good. I like the tongue, the fitting around the midfoot. It wasn't like over intrusive. There wasn't a lot of foam in there. It was just the right amount to make it feel nice and comfortable. I like the weight. Despite it being nearly 11 ounces, it actually didn't feel that heavy on foot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it'd be like after 20 miles, but after 13 miles, I didn't notice the weight at all. I would say actually it felt a little bit lighter than what it actually is coming in at. I like the price, £145 I think is okay. I mean, £145 is a lot of money for a running shoe when you can get like last year's models a lot cheaper. But I think where this is pitched is in line with the other shoes, so that's fine. I'm okay with the price. I think it's actually one of the positives. Okay, so the things I don't like, I don't particularly like the lacing. You really have to cinch them down. It's a funny old thing. I'm not sure why. And then what that does, that really closes it up. So that wasn't brilliant. The lacing, you just really have to pull them in. But that's probably about it in terms of the dislikes. So yeah, you know what? I kind of like the Vomero. Is it as good as a Triumph? Probably not. But I do think it is the sort of best Nike daily trainer out there at the moment. This is much more comfortable and much more responsive feeling than a Pegasus. I think the Zoom X and the Cushlon 3.0 work well together. The upper's okay. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. You've got the usual terrible build quality from Nike, but you kind of accept that now with the Nike daily trainers. But yeah, overall, I think this is a daily trainer from Nike that does offer something to you as a runner. If you are a big fan of Nike and you like Nike running shoes, then the Vomero is probably the daily trainer to get. So I do think this is the best daily option from Nike. You can do plenty of different paces in this. You can do plenty of different runs in this. You can go easy recovery runs in it. You can do park run in it. You can go, you know, those middle distance, like, you know, 10 miles, 6 miles, whatever you want to do. You can pick up the pace a little bit. We proved that at the half marathon. We did various paces and it was fine. You know, the Zoom X came alive. But you can also go long in it. 13 miles is a long way for some. You know, you could take this all through a marathon training block quite easily. You could do those, you know, 20-mile runs that maybe you have in your plan. Obviously the weight, I don't know how that would factor in. I've not done a 20-mile run in it, but over the 13 miles it was absolutely fine. So my point is you can do multiple different things in the shoe, which I think, you know, makes it stand out and above the other shoes in the Nike lineup at the moment. It's better than the Windflow. It's lighter than the Infinity Run 4, which is a good shoe, but that's more of a crossover shoe, the Infinity Run 4. I think this is a better running shoe than the Infinity Run 4. So overall, I think the package works. Do I think it's the best looking shoe out there? No. Do I think it's better than the Triumph? No. Would I rush out and buy this if I was looking for a marathon training shoe, a half marathon training shoe? No, because there's much better out there. So like I said, the Triumph 2021 is a much better alternative to this. But looking at this purely as Nike running shoes, I do think this is the sort of best daily trainer option from Nike at the moment. So there we go. Look, that's my first impressions on it. Like I say, we've done only 4.5 miles in it, and then the Royal Parks half marathon in the shoe. So hopefully you can take a little bit of confidence from the fact that we've actually done a race in it, and we put a long run through it as well. But we've also done a little bit of work down the river. And down the river, what was I licking along at? It was about 8-minute miles, actually, at some point, a bit quicker than that on that run. So, and you can follow me on Strava, by the way. Check that out. Now you can see that run on Strava. But yeah, I just think this is better than I was expecting. I don't really like the build quality of Nike shoes. It's just terrible. I don't think you're getting a higher quality versus some of the other brands out there. You know, like I said, Saucony, Adidas shoes. You know, this, would you buy the Boston 12 over this? Yeah, every day. You know, there's so much better shoes out there than this. Nike really have to up their game in 2024. Their daily trainers are well behind the other brands out there at the moment. But looking at this purely as a Nike offering, this is the best daily shoe from Nike that you can buy at the moment. So there we go, people. That's the first impressions of the Vomero 17. We'll put some more miles in them. We'll see how we get on. I'll report back. We'll probably get it up to like 50, between 50 and 100. Then we'll report back and let you know how we've been getting on with it. But yeah, first impressions at the moment. It's not a disaster. I don't hate it, which will surprise some of you. I think it's better than I was expecting. I like what's going on here, but there's much better out there still from some of the other brands out there. But yeah, so the Vomero 17 is not shockingly bad, which really has surprised me.